Oh, we on? Hi, this is Jeff Auen from the Baltimore Guitar School in beautiful Hunt Valley, Maryland. Today's lesson is going to be about octaves, learning your octaves all the way up and down the fretboard. Now, you might be asking yourself, why in the hell do I want to learn octaves? Well, I think octaves are the single best way to get started learning every single note on every fret, on every string, all the way up and down the guitar's fretboard. The good news is octaves are very easy. You're going to get a lot done in about 15, 20 minutes. You'll be surprised how much you get done. And octaves give you a lot of mileage. You get a lot out of them. So even though I know it doesn't seem like fun, it's like learning scales. They're easy, and I'll show you what you can get out of it in the context of a song. That's the most important thing. So pick up your guitar. This is not a watch me play lesson. This is a hands-on lesson. Pick up your guitar, tune up, and let's learn our octaves. Don't be an octave puss. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Okay, so let's learn our octaves. I assume you have your guitar in your hand and you're tuned up to standard tuning and concert pitch. I'm not going to go through tuning. So we're going to start with C, the C note. Put your first finger on the second string, first fret. That is a C. Put your third finger on the fifth string, third fret. Also a C. Shape number 1. First finger on the second string, third finger on the fifth string, 2 frets apart. That is shape number 1. Commit it to memory. Second string, fifth string. Now put your first finger where your third finger is. Now put your third finger on the third string, fifth fret. Another C. First finger on the fifth string, third fret. Third finger on the third string, fifth fret. Again, 2 frets apart. Shape number 1, second and fifth string. Shape number 2, third and fifth string. Fifth and third string in that order. Once again, put your first finger where your third finger is. That's a C. Now you're going to stretch 1, 2, 3 frets apart on the sixth string. Also a C. So now your first finger is on the third string. Your third finger is on the sixth string on the 8th fret. Now, since the guitar is tuned, so your highest string and your lowest string is E. Whatever note you play on your 6th string is also going to be the same note on your 1st string and vice versa. So, we're playing a C here and here on the 6th string. There's also a C on the 1st string. So, 3rd fret, third string, 1st finger on the 5th fret, 6th string, 3rd finger on the 8th fret, pinky, 8th fret on the 1st string. That's a big stretch. You don't have to do that. All you have to know is what this shape looks like. There are 3 notes in shape number 3. You can play it this way with just your first finger. Doesn't matter. Just know where those notes are. Okay, once again, put your first finger where your third finger is. The 6th string, 8th fret. Then put your third finger on the 4th string, 10th fret. 2 strings, 2 frets apart. And of course, since you're playing the 6th string, there's also the same note on the 1st string. So shape number 3 and shape number 4 have 3 notes, 3 octaves. Okay, once again, put your first finger where your third finger is. Now put your third finger 3 frets up on the 2nd string. Fret number 13 on the 2nd string. That's shape number 5. You can use your pinky if you want. That's your last octave. So, shape number 1, let's start again. 2nd string, 5th string. 2 frets apart. Put your first finger where your third finger is. 5th string, 3rd string, 2 frets apart. Now put your first finger where your third finger is. And we're going 3 frets apart to the 6th string. So now first finger's on the 3rd string, 3rd finger is on the 6th string, pinky on the 1st string. Put your first finger where your 3rd finger is. First finger on the 6th string, 3rd finger on the 4th string, 2 frets apart, and of course you have the same note on the 1st string. Put your first finger where your 3rd finger is. Put your 3rd finger 3 frets apart on the 2nd string. 4th string, 2nd string. And that's your last shape. And you might be wondering what happens after. Well, it all starts over again. It's just like a conveyor belt. It goes around. So after the 5th shape comes the 1st shape. So put your first finger where your 3rd finger is. It's on the 2nd string. So your 3rd finger goes on the 5th string. First finger where your 3rd finger is. 3rd finger on the 3rd string. 2 frets apart. And of course it keeps going. So know where all these octaves are. It's only 5 shapes. This is really easy stuff. You can commit it to memory in an hour of just running through the shapes. That's all of the C notes this guitar can play. Actually, it's not, because I could bend up to a C note. Okay, forget that. Just play the octaves. That's what we're concentrating on now. It's also a good parlor trick. It impresses your friends and enemies. Okay, so, pardon me. That's all the C's. What if you wanted to know where all the D's? Say D notes everywhere on the guitar. Well, you know this open one's a D, right? Because that's what you tune to. Well, the whole step up from the C is a D. 2nd string, 3rd fret is a D note. If your first finger is on the 2nd string, the octave is always the same. Your 3rd finger goes on the 5th string, 2 frets apart. Put your first finger where your 3rd finger is. You're getting the hang of this now. You're ahead of me. 3rd string, 2 frets apart. Put your first finger where your 3rd finger is. 6th string, 3 frets apart. And of course, the 1st string too. Put your first finger where your 3rd finger is. 2 strings, 2 frets apart. 4th string and 6th string, and of course, your first one. Put your first finger where your 3rd finger is. 3 frets apart. 2nd string. Starts over again. So as long as you can figure out where one note is, you can easily figure out where all of the notes are. Let's take B flat. Let's start in the middle. B flat. Let's start here. This is a B flat note. Let's say I know that. I know that because let's say when I tune, I know that this is an A, because if I tune by ear, I'm tuning with my open A string. So I know that's an A. So a whole step up has to be a B, one step back has to be a B flat. Same note on the 1st string. So I know this is a B flat. So now, when your first finger is on a B flat note, 6th string, where's the next octave? This is shape number 4. All B flat notes. Put your first finger where your 3rd finger is. I'm going to go a little faster. All B flat notes. And don't forget, you can go backwards. Shape number 3. B flat note. All the B flat notes on your guitar. So you get the hang of it. You get the idea. No matter what note you start on, you can go forwards or backwards and find all of those notes up and down the guitar fretboard. So that's step 1. Commit that to memory. Okay, now that you can figure out your octaves, you know your octaves up and down. So what good is all this? Well, you've probably already noticed, most of you have probably already noticed some similarities to things you already know. And that's the key to mastering guitar. When you learn something new, always relate it to something you already know. then it sticks in there. All right, so what you probably noticed is when you play shape 1 on a C, that's most of a C chord, isn't it? Cowboy C chord. So you have a C, E, G, C, E. 2 C's in there. So shape number 1 on your octaves is the C shape. Shape number 2, put your first finger where your third finger is. Okay, shape number 2 is the C chord. It's your A-shaped C chord. So if you're familiar with the caged system, that's exactly where this is going. If you already know the caged system, you already know these octaves. You just haven't realized it, or you haven't separated the notes to understand that these octaves are in there. C-shaped C chord, shape number 1. A-shaped C chord. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the cage system, just quickly, this is an A-shaped. The reason it's an A-shaped, even though we have a double bar here, I know this finger laying across is a little confusing, but imagine it this way. Or if you're going to play an A, this way. Slide that up, put a capo. That's a painful chord. So you double bar it, that's an A-shaped C chord. You get that that's an A shape? I hope so. I'm not going to go through the whole cage system. I recommend Brad Carlton's course. It's unbelievably great. All right, so C-shaped C chord, shape number 1, shape number 2, A-shaped C chord, shape number 3, G-shaped C chord. Of course, we're spelling out caged. So this is like a capo here, and you're playing a G chord in this shape. Okay, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's more important to know that this is there rather than have to play this chord during a song. Okay. Back to C. So shape 1, shape 2, shape 3. Put your first finger where your third finger is. Shape 4 is your E-shaped C chord. There's your octave. E-shaped C chord. Put your first finger where your third finger is. That's your D-shaped C chord. If your capo is here, you make a D shape. It's painful. It's a D-shaped C chord. So the good thing about these octaves is they really, really pay off in all of your chord shapes, all the way up and down the neck, plus all of your scales up and down the neck, all of your arpeggios up and down the neck, and very, very cool riffs. So if you want to do a blues and a call and answer kind of thing, if it starts on a C and you know where all those C chords or those C notes are, you can play this riff all over the place. It's not much of a blues riff, but the point is, if you know where the octaves are, it's very, very easy to duplicate a riff all the way up and down the fretboard. So it really comes in handy to know where this stuff is. One other thing I'm going to recommend is that you say the notes out loud. It's goofy. This is something you do in a room by yourself, or else they'll put you away. I know it's goofy. It feels weird and it sounds weird, but it really makes it stick in your brain. So when you're playing C's, say C and look where your finger is. C, 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 C. See, it looks goofy when you're watching me do it, doesn't it? Do it yourself in a room. It's amazing how much gets stuck in your brain if you just say it out loud. It's another way of committing this stuff to your mind. Okay, no matter what note you're doing, play all 12 notes. Use enharmonics. So say, B flat and A sharp. So A sharp, A sharp, A sharp, all the way up and down. Which is also a B flat, same note. Say both names because it gets it stuck in your brain, and it will pay off in the long run. Now, in some forthcoming lessons, I'm going to address learning the whole cage system as it relates to octaves. I'm also going to address learning scales based on octaves all over the neck. So you can see where, I hope you can see where these octaves are a very important first step to really committing this guitar's fretboard to memory and to being able to play songs, not just run ridiculous scales or octaves. I mean, none of this is musical, and that's not the goal. The goal is to dig and slog through this stuff so something musical comes out the other end. That's the whole point. And the less of this we have to do and the more music we play, the better we all are. So eventually we're going to forget all of this, and I hope everybody does. Just play the notes that are in your head, and you want to be able to play what you hear in your head and know what it's going to sound like before you play it. And learning these octaves is one of the ways we can get there. Thanks. Please send me an email, or you can, on YouTube, you can put in the comments and give me some feedback. Let me know what I left out, what you wanted to hear, good things, bad things. I want to hear it all. So please leave me some feedback. Thanks and good luck.